to record this for later. So, so maybe we can post this on our YouTube channel. So, so welcome everybody. And we're going to get started with, of course, our club song, Oh What a Beautiful Morning. And Mary has videotaped her playing, so you may want to turn up your audio and let's see. I'm going to unmute everybody so we can all sing together. Now, Mary has given us a bit of an introduction, so wait for it. Here we go. Oh, what a
beautiful morning.
Beautiful day.
I've got
A wonderful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Oh, what
A beautiful day.
Mary did it. Woo!
I think we broke my internet connection.
All for all of us.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Mary.
Oh, that was great. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so David Imee has our invitation.
Okay. Please pray with me. Dear Lord, even during these difficult times, we are grateful for your abundant blessings and your presence with us. We are thankful for this opportunity to interact in ways we never thought about previously. As we make adjustments to our daily lives, we pray that individuals and families will adjust to staying home and being isolated, and that this will end soon. We know that some individuals are fearful, experiencing anxiety and depression, and feel isolated, and we hope they will find love from you. We pray for all individuals who have contracted the virus, and especially for families who have lost loved ones. We're very thankful for healthcare workers and first responders and social organizations who are working long hours and at a high risk for the virus. Please renew their energy and optimism and keep them healthy through this ordeal. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves again, unless yeah.
Do what, Jane?
I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves. So if you'd hover over that microphone and just click it so it turns red. Because we hear somebody, I think, eating breakfast in the background. Either that or they're reading mail. I'm not sure which. And we have Jennifer Jenkins is going to lead us in the pledge and four-way test.
Good morning, everyone. I know this might be a little awkward, but if everybody could please stand so we can salute the flag. Okay. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the
republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible,
liberty and
justice for all. And now the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do.
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build
goodwill and better friendships?
And will it be beneficial to all
concerned?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Good job, Jennifer.
Woo.
Thanks.
So we're not going to do our second song this morning. We're just kind of doing a strip down meeting this morning to just kind of make sure we can work through all the logistics and things of that nature. And so what we're going to do is Katie is our program this morning, and she's going to give us some tips on Zooming, and these all work for any online platform that you're using. So she's going to kind of give us some tips there on using this platform, and then we'll come back to happy dollars and announcements and that type of thing. So Katie, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Jane. Good morning, everybody. Just give
Good
me a wave.
morning, Katie.
Hi. Okay, so I just have 4 quick slides, and I'm actually going to skip around a little bit because I think we need a quick tutorial before we get into etiquette. So Jane, could you bump down a couple of slides to the one that has the picture? That one right there. Okay, so here is me Zooming yesterday. And the first thing you guys need to do is learn how to control your audio and your video. And it's a little bit different if you're on a computer or a tablet or a phone, but everybody should have, regardless of the device you're on the bottom left of your screen. Yes, you should have 2 buttons, one that looks like a little microphone and one that looks like a little video camera. And the microphone is your mute button, and it's very helpful for you to mute yourself if you're not speaking, because a lot of times our audio is more sensitive than we think, and we can hear every little rustle or throat clear or cough or bite of breakfast or kid who walks through the room or whatever. So some good Zoom etiquette is to mute yourself until you're actually speaking, and then you unmute yourself and keep going. Does anybody have any questions on that particular control of muting yourself? And you'll know you're muted if when you look at your little picture, your microphone should be red with a slash through it. And if you're unmuted, it's white. So let's all do that really quickly. Let's just unmute ourselves and mute ourselves for practice.
Ta-da.
David did it.
Hey.
Linda did it.
Hello.
There's Aaron.
Okay, so we're all good on how to be quiet and how to talk, and know that these are very sensitive. Okay, Jane, would you bump down to the next slide, please? Thank you. This is video. You can see I changed my clothes. So right next to your mute button is a little video camera, and that's how you can turn your camera on and off. So I want to show you something. Right now my camera is on, and you can see me talking. If I turn my video off, I can go down to my camera and I can just click stop video. And if I do that, it's either going to show me with a picture of some kind that I have set, or if I have not set a picture, it's just going to show a black screen with my name in white. And one fun little thing, if you guys will go down to your video camera and click on the button next to it, there should be a pop-up menu, and one of the options is to choose a virtual background, which can be kind of fun. For example, I just went to San Francisco. Or maybe I'm in space. So you can play around with your virtual background, and there's even an option to set your own pictures if you want. However, one thing I found is the virtual background can kind of be like in front of a green screen, and it's really broken up. So it's fun to play with for about a minute, and then it's nice to just go back to your regular video and not have a background.
Katie, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I clicked on the virtual background, but I don't see where I have a choice. It just says,
Okay. You might not have one because we're just depending on the account that we're on. So when I do a virtual background, it shows, when I click on virtual background, it pops up a white screen that says settings at the top. And down the left side of the page, I have general and video and audio, share
Yep.
screen. Do you see all that? Do you
I've got
see
that.
the background?
Yeah.
Okay, if you have virtual backgrounds available, then there should be some pictures on the bottom right of the screen that you can choose from. And if you don't have any, then it just might not be an option. It kind of depends on free account, paid account, who's driving. But then I can go back to none, and there's me.
Yeah. The only option on mine is none. And so
Okay.
there's nothing I can do to change the setting.
There might be, if you just kind of get on and play around with it, you can set some of your own photos from your own photo roll. You just kind of have to play around.
Okay.
All right. If you guys are going to do something that you wouldn't want the world to see, just turn your screen off really quickly. You can still be here. We can still hear you as long as your audio is on. But that way I could go get coffee and all you're gonna see is my silly face, not me actually live. Okay, Jane, could you bump up 3 slides, please?
Sure. I think
Does someone have a question?
yes. I think it was Scott Mullins.
Okay, some computers don't have the requirements for a virtual setting. Some people are having a little problem with audio. So the virtual background is a fun little party trick, but it's not
Okay.
mandatory or anything like that.
This slide or the one back?
Go up a couple. One more. There we go. Okay. So here's your etiquette lesson for the day. I feel like my mother. Just remember, for those of you who haven't Zoomed much lately, you are on camera. And we get a little distance sitting on the other side of our computer screen and we sort of wander off and think, oh, nobody's paying attention. And trust me, as soon as you do something embarrassing, it will be noted, someone will see it, and it will be recorded at some point. So behave accordingly. Remember, you're just in a meeting like you're in person. Make sure the camera on your device is clean. So if you have an iPhone or a phone, make sure that your camera, just wipe that down. If you're on your actual laptop or tablet, again, your camera is right up here at the top where my finger is going to try to cover it up. Make sure that's clean so we don't see a blurry mess. And again, make sure your video is on and your microphone is off. And I just showed you how to do that. If you have questions, pop it in the chat box. So let's go ahead and talk about the chat box really quickly. If you go back down to the bottom of your screen, there should be a little box, a call out button that says chat. And if you click on that chat box, you have a couple of different options. If you look down at the bottom in the line that says to, you can either select to send a chat to everyone, like I just did, or if you click on the blue box, you can select different participants in the group to send a chat to privately. So if you want everybody to see it, make sure that everyone, the blue everyone box is highlighted. If I just want to talk to Keith about something, then I can just select Keith's name from that list, K Busk, and I can just type to him privately and only he and I will see it. Chat's pretty good, and you can save the chats if you want to. You can save that text string if you want to refer to it later, but rarely do you need to do that. Okay, Jane, down one more screen, please.
Can I interrupt again?
Yes, please.
I see Doris Wedge's name down there, and I suspect this may be her first try.
It might be.
She just got in. She came in late as far as I can see. So you give her a real quick click this
Sure.
at the bottom.
Sure. Doris, can you hear me? Just say yes if you can.
Yes.
Okay. So if you look down at the bottom left of your screen, and Jane,
I have looked, and there is nothing. I've been on here since before it started.
What device are you on?
I'm on my iPad.
iPad. If you touch the screen, because somehow you should be able to get the bottom driving menu open.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, I see it at the top.
Okay, so now if you click on the stop video or start video, we should be able to see your face. It should turn your camera on.
Right. Okay.
There you are.
Oh,
Sort of
good.
there.
Good morning.
Doris.
Good morning. Okay, be careful what you wish
Hi,
for.
Doris.
We can all see everything.
All
Is
right.
everybody
Now,
else okay? Are we all good? Okay, one more quick thing about the view, being able to view. If you go to the top right of your screen, and again, you might have to touch the screen or touch your iPad to activate it to see your menus, just a quick light touch. If you go to the top right, you should see something that either says speaker view or gallery view. And if you're on a laptop or a desktop and you click gallery view, you should be able to see little thumbnail pictures of everybody at once, kind of like the Brady Bunch. If you're on a phone, and I believe Dale is on a phone, obviously the screen of a phone is a little bit limited, so you're not going to get all 40 of us available. But if you're on a phone and you scroll back and forth, kind of like Tinder, swipe right, swipe left, you should be able to see various people.
I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves. We have somebody who kind of keeps popping in and out. So, and I think it's one of our phone callers.
Might be. Go down to your mute button and make it red. Click on it to make it red. Good job, Charlotte. Good job, Doris. Okay, so if you click on speaker
Yes.
view.
Yes.
I just unmuted. This is Polly.
Hi, Polly. Mute again.
What?
Oh, if you want to mute, click it again. But
No, I've got that. That's no big deal. On my screen of people, there is one that says Jeremy Lamb.
He's a guest. He has visited
Okay.
our clubs a couple of times. He's welcoming Jeremy to our meeting. He moved to Norman from New Hampshire. He's taken a new position at OU.
I was just going through and I was just going, I didn't recognize the name, and so I was just calling. That was all.
Yes.
cool.
Welcome, Jeremy.
Okay, are you guys good on your view? Whether you can see everybody, gallery view, or if you click speaker view, you should just be seeing the person speaking. So you can kind of toggle back and forth to where you see everybody, or you just see one at a time.
I can see 6 people on my expanded view, but that's as far as it goes.
Have you clicked gallery view?
It looks like a little tic-tac-toe board.
Or if it says speaker view, click that, because sometimes it's a toggle button that toggles back and forth between speaker and gallery.
Yeah, I keep hitting the little deal and it doesn't change anything.
Right. Katie, I don't think the gallery view is able to bring all of us up, or it isn't on mine.
I think it might be too many people.
I've used Zoom a lot and it's not doing it. So.
Okay, since Jane is sharing her screen.
I'm getting Jane's screens.
Okay, then we're not gonna, I can only see 5 people right now. I'm on gallery view.
Right.
And I just see a little film strip down the right side with 5 people.
Yes.
Then Jane quits sharing her screen and we go back to gallery view. You should be able to see everybody in the meeting.
Katie,
Yes.
I was able to go on the edge and drag it over so I could see everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, so there is a little toggle bar. If you look to the right of the PowerPoint slide, there should be a little, mine's 2 parallel white lines, teeny tiny. And that's a drag bar. And if I grab that and drag the PowerPoint to the left, it brings up my gallery view and I see more people.
Yeah, I'm just dragging it like I regularly would drag anything. I didn't see the little dots, but just if you drag it like you're used to dragging stuff, it will do. Yeah.
So you can see, you can sort of make it, right now I'm looking at a little tiny PowerPoint slide on the left of my screen. And then on the right, I've got about 20 people I can see as I adjust that, so I can make that bigger and smaller.
Right.
So your gallery, who's talking or who you want to look at is top right. And bottom left is mute and video. And bottom middle is chat. And that's really all you need to know as participants. How to talk to each other, how to turn yourself on and off, how to mute yourself, and who can see people. One more thing, and I'm a horrible example of that this morning. Lighting matters, and I'm just in a place that has really poor lighting. So Bob's doing a great job with his lighting. You're better than a movie actress. Jonna, you look great. President Jane looks great. Keith, you're magnificent. I'm a little dark because I have a light bulb right above me, and that's my only option. Try to avoid having light come from behind you. As CE can tell us as a professional photographer, it just darkens your face. So if you have a light source shining on your face, we can see you better. Unless, of course, you just want to hide, which is always an option. Any other, oh, one more thing is if you have headphones, it's helpful to wear headphones if they will hook up with your device, both for the participants because it reduces what we hear in your background, and also for you, it lets you hear us better. So my headphones won't sync up with my laptop right now, so I probably don't sound really great, but at least where I am right now is super quiet. But just always be conscious and just remember, even though you might be naked from the waist down, we can have pants optional meetings. If you stand up, we're gonna see you. And Jane, unless anybody else has anything to add or any questions about how to drive, I'm good.
Well, I think Marla's had a question. She is on an iPad as well.
Okay.
And, she had a chat. She put a question in chat where she can't see the screen. She can see the, so she can't get video, but I've never used this on an iPad, so I'm not really sure how it works.
I have, and some of the devices are just a tiny bit finicky. Marla's, or everybody, just remember, I haven't seen any reports yet of someone clicking a wrong button in Zoom and the computer blowing up. So feel free to just kind of mess around with the dots. And as long as you don't hit leave meeting, you're in, and you can put yourself on mute or on dark screen and just kind of play around with those buttons. And on your iPad, Marlis, a lot of it, or on the iPhone, a lot of it is just touch and that'll pop up a menu. But there are some limitations to various devices in terms of what you can and can't see, can and can't do. Yeah. However, I've used Zoom on 3 devices and it's pretty fluid.
Okay.
What I was saying is that I can't, my audio's on. Okay. What I was saying is that when that slide is on,
yeah,
the only choice I have is the speaker or the slide. I can't see the other people in the meeting, and I don't have the little grid that you all said looks like a tic-tac-toe isn't there while the slide is on. I can't.
Okay. And even if you touch your screen, do you not get it?
No, it doesn't come. I've Zoomed a bunch and it's not there when there's a slide on.
Okay, so if you're sharing screen or having a screen shared on the iPad, you might not be able to see other individuals, but we can still see you, so be careful. That's another thing I always forget. Oh, if I can't see them, they can't see me. Oh yeah, they can.
Yeah. Thanks for that tip, Marla. So it's like, it's not anything that's broken. It's just the way it looks on the iPad. April says that she can swipe right and see more people. April, are you on an iPad as well?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So maybe, good morning.
Yeah, a lot of problems can be solved by swiping. It's surprising what, if you just sit there and swipe, you can see things you wouldn't normally think you could.
Right.
So swipe.
Well, I know if I have the screen that has 9 and there are really more people in the meeting, I can swipe and change it. But I'm just saying, while that slide is on, I don't seem to be able to, I'm not finding any place to find that little grid view to choose, so I can't see the other people, only the slide or the speaker.
Marlis, one more try and then we'll let Jane have the meeting back. Up at the very top of the screen, I see a green bar that says, you are viewing President Jane's screen. And then to the right of it, I have a black and white bar that says view options, and it's a drop-down menu. I wonder, and mine is in side-by-side mode, and that allows me to see screen, Jane's screen, and people. So you're looking for a menu that says view options. It's a drop-down menu or maybe a pop-up menu. And at the very bottom, it says side-by-side mode. And if that is checked, it works on a laptop. I don't know about an iPad, but.
No, the only choice I got was that I could share my screen, but I can't do it when somebody else is, so.
All right, well, it's an imperfect world still.
It's just not a.
So I am gonna, unless anybody has questions, I shall mute myself and turn it back over to Jane, if that's okay.
Good job, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
You're welcome.
My camera seems to have switched. I mean, I don't know if anyone's seeing, this is Doris, if you're seeing a picture of me or if you're seeing a picture of the placemat on the table.
I see the table placemat.
Yeah, I see the placemat as well.
So, how did I switch the camera?
Touch your screen and you'll see the little camera with the arrows. That means it swaps out which view you get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like a.
Okay.
There we go.
Great. Oh God, it looked better with the placemat.
That's how I feel, Doris. You know what? The secret to that, Doris, is back up with your chair. Just back up a little farther than you can.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do.
Oh, and now.
Yeah, I'm completely out of view.
Yeah.
You're in.
There we go. So, well, a lot of the fun with this is just some of us have learned more about using Zoom or WebEx or Google Meets or, whatever the online conferencing platform is that we've been using. I've learned more about that in the last 2 weeks than I ever thought I would know, to be quite honest. But it is truly a blessing during these times to be able to use this technology to see friends and family members. So this is really great. We've talked about that. So we're going to come back to kind of our one of our Rotary traditions with happy dollars. And I'm going to ask people to put their just kind of type their happy dollars in the chat box. And then you can either Venmo or Cash App the money to the club, or you can just, Linda Holt, I think, is keeping notes, or she'll see your chat and we'll kind of keep track of that type of thing. So I'm gonna, if we have happy dollars, I've got a happy 5 that I'll Venmo to the club. My first happy dollar is to Katie for on Sunday and yesterday putting together this morning's presentation about how to use Zoom. So I really appreciate Katie stepping up and volunteering to do that. My second happy dollar is to Bob Dill for letting us use his Zoom account so we don't get kicked out at the 40-minute mark by using a free account. So thank you, Bob, for that. Sandra Longcrier and C.E. Jones both have done a lot on ideas of how to do this and sending out directions to everybody and helping us with the technology. So I just really appreciate them a whole lot. And just finally, to everybody here who've just been super supportive during this time as we try out a different type of a club meeting format for everybody by necessity. So let's see what else. We've got Sandra has a happy $4, one for each family birthday since March 1st. And then, oh, Jennifer's got a big one, a happy $20 for her mom, Candy Reese. She was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer last month and had a successful lumpectomy last week. She should come home to Oklahoma next month for radiation. So that's super great news, Jennifer. I know this is the hardest part right now with loved ones if they're undergoing procedures, just not being able to be with them or visit them when they're in the hospital or at home because of the self-isolation. So Jennifer, I know you want to be with your mom a whole lot right now. Other happy dollars? Okay. So we're gonna try this out. What's that?
Sorry, I have a happy dollar. It's just a little long. Would it be easier to say it? Or?
Sure, go ahead.
Sure, certainly. Thank you. This is my first happy dollar too, so it's a little new for me. My happy dollar is to give some background. Before all the virus, I actually lost my job because I was in oil and gas, and we all know where oil and gas is right now. During this pandemic, actually, I got a job. I'm working from my computer. I'm working from home in federal Indian law, which is more what I studied. So I'm very thankful, very blessed to find something in the middle of this time period.
Hey, congratulations on the new job. That's wonderful, Aaron.
Thank you.
And then Bob Dill has a $5 for, we've got 42 players this morning, which is pretty exciting for our first attempt. So any other happy dollars? Okay. So if you think of anything, let us know. So a little bit of club business here. Oh, wait a minute, maybe I left chat too soon. Okay. A couple of people had emailed me about how we were gonna do dues because a portion of our dues we pay to the trails for breakfast every week. And so since Rotarians are people of action, and that's really hard to do when we're all social distancing, the board agreed one way that we could continue to be a service organization is to donate the money we usually pay for breakfast to purchase meals for a local organization. And so what we were thinking is we could make a donation to Food and Shelter or Bridges or Norman Regional Foundation, which has a fund for healthcare workers. And so we would kind of alternate between organizations. So like 1 week would be Food and Shelter because they, you know, April can tell us the numbers, but I just know that she's had a huge increase. Food and Shelter has seen a huge increase at their facility of people seeking help. I've heard that Bridges is also looking for things as well. So that's kind of our plan. If you would prefer not to participate, your dues would decrease from $150 to $100 for the second quarter of the year. So earlier, a couple of days ago, Linda Holt sent out our dues statements via email. So if you want to opt out, just pay the lesser amount when you pay your quarterly dues, that's all. If you're okay with participating in this, just go ahead and continue to pay that $150. And we'll do that as, hopefully by the third quarter of the year, we'll be back to meeting in person. We have that. I do see, do we have any chat business? You know, I think I saw some chats there, but that seems to have disappeared now. Any questions about the dues?
Nope.
Yes.
Jane, I have an announcement. I don't know if this is the appropriate time or not, so just let me know.
We're going to go on to announcements in the next one.
Okay.
All right. So into the announcements, we thought one way it might be fun to stay connected is by doing a social media takeover, and our social media is basically on Facebook. And the purpose of this is just to kind of have fun learning about how our Rotary friends are spending their days self-isolating. It would last for one day, kind of like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And you could post as much or as little as you would like. And basically just kind of reflect how you're dealing with changes to daily life while practicing social distancing. So, you know, maybe you're making a face mask, or maybe you're putting in a garden for the year or something like that, or maybe you're practicing music. So just kind of a day in the life of a Rotarian, of things that you're doing, or things that you find maybe humorous or interesting. But we don't want to promote products, so no selling products, and we don't want any political opinions on this, because that's not what Rotary is about, and that's not the purpose of the social media takeover. It's just kind of to stay connected. And then Connie has sent out an email to the club about a virtual happy hour this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. We'll be using Zoom again.
Jane, it's at 5.
5, okay.
I don't
Sorry
know
about
where
that,
that
Connie.
5:30 came from, but it's 5.
Okay, just my you know, self-isolating brain, but thank you, Connie. So other announcements. Gail, let's go back to you. You had an announcement?
She's muted.
Oh.
Am I there now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted, it's on Facebook, but I just wanted to say it here that I've offered a free consultation hour to anyone who needs a mental health consultation, and that's gone kind of, it's a lot. There are a lot of people that need it, and particularly through Norman Regional, especially through Norman Regional for the healthcare workers. So I just wanted to let you all know in this chat, I am anywhere I am, that's available. If I can't handle it, I've asked my consulting group. There are 7 of us. They're all well experienced, and everybody will take a consultation. So feel free. I mostly wanted to make sure that anybody who's working in healthcare has an option to debrief. You know, they're seeing some tough stuff. And so that's the main thing. But there are others too, families that are locked in together about kids and with kids and all kinds of questions. But particularly anybody who had a pre-existing condition like anxiety disorder or depression, that's of course made worse by this time in isolation. So at least we want to get one session in, so they can use my cell phone number 202-5557 to make that initial contact. And then if I can't deal with it, I'll make sure they get to an appropriate person.
Wonderful, thank you. And congratulations, going back to Happy Dollars, Mark Sandifer has a new temporary consultant job. So that's wonderful that he started today. So that's excellent. Other announcements?
I've got one, Jane, if I could.
Yes, please, Keith.
Tomorrow, the Latour Devin club reps and committee are having a virtual meeting to make some important decisions about Latour Devin, which is currently scheduled for May 30th. And I don't think I want to open up a can of worms right now on this, but if anybody has thoughts or ideas about whether to have or not to have, or to postpone, extend, because this is a fairly significant moneymaker for our club, fundraiser, I should say, or moneymaker. And Lewis Beckett has graciously taken on the job of prep for Latour Devin. And I don't know if Lewis is on or not this morning, but if anybody would just let me know, Linda know, or Lewis know, because we're all going to be involved in that meeting. And it's a pretty big, important decision, but we have to decide something soon.
Right. All right. Thanks, Keith.
Yep.
Other announcements? Pipe up. You can unmute yourself and. let us know you're there.
Jane,
Yes.
we have, in the past year, we've each month chosen a particular charity and encouraged people to bring goodies for whatever, transition house, bridges, and so forth. I think this month is for food and shelter.
Okay.
Christy, are you on? If you are, you can confirm, but I think.
It is food and shelter, yes.
Yeah, okay. And I know that food and shelters donations are down because all charities are suffering right now, and the demand is up. So I don't have a solution for where to bring it other than to take it to food and shelter at 201 Reed, which is just south of Main Street, maybe 2 blocks west of 12th Avenue Northeast, west of the Walmart there. April may have some different suggestions.
April, would you send me maybe an email with any needs that you have, and I can get that to the club, and and also directions on where to drop things off if people can make a donation?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that right away.
Okay. And I'm not sure because I've not used this service a lot, but I know some of the delivery service, some of the stores like Walmart and places have delivery services. So I don't know if when you're making an online order, if you might have it delivered to a different address than your home address. So if you're not going out, maybe that's an option. So, all right.
Jane?
Yes, Gail.
Yeah, this Gail again. One more thing I thought of on for the group Sunday nights at 7 on KTOK 1000 AM. Gwen is running a mental health call-in. It's not call-in, but it's a chat for people, and it's running every Sunday night at 7 on Sundays. So I don't know if that's helpful to anyone or not, but it just deals with a variety of topics, all the way from always mental health at the start, but then education, and we've done a Zoom chat show and just various ways to help people. And it gets out to, it's worldwide, but it gets out to at least a couple of thousand locally. So anyway, just so you know, it's there.
Wonderful. Thanks, Gail. That's another good resource. It's just, I consider myself a pretty strong introvert, but this is starting to wear even on my introvert nature.
Right. We've talked about that.
Yeah. So this is, it's an interesting time to be living in. So also because our format has changed, our programs, I'll be working with Jonathan Winders to verify our programs. Next week, our program is our very own Dick Pryor. Earlier this year, or maybe it was late last year, I don't know. Is it still April? Because it feels like April's lasted a long, long time. But he made a trip to Pakistan to teach some journalism classes and talk with people there about journalism in Pakistan. And that will be our program for next week. And then, so we're just kind of verifying that our programs can join us virtually. But I may be contacting some of you, or if you are willing to do a program for us, we'd love to hear about your travels or hobbies or more about you. So new members, I'm looking at you. So maybe a 5-minute personal talk about yourself and that type of thing. And with that, if there aren't any more announcements or anything, that is our meeting for this week. And let's see.
I've got a question.
Yes.
For Katie. I was trying to send an individual chat to Jonathan Winders.
Yes.
My only choices are the host and co-host and everyone. How can I select?
Keith, I've noticed that too, because I've been trying to send private chats and mine is doing the same thing. It has limited my options. I can only send it to Bob Dill, President Jane, or C.E. Jones, or
right.
one. I don't know if that is a setting on the host's part that they have to adjust, or if that's because we have so many people in the room that it won't let us do more individual stuff. I don't know, but I'm having the same experience.
Okay.
This is Linda. I have a question.
Yes, Linda.
There is a person on a phone that doesn't show up with a name, 831-3798. Who is that? So I can mark you down.
Okay, it's area code 405-831-3798.
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
My
That's
screen is
Glenda's
saying
cell-
Grover.
Oh, is that Glenda?
That's
Yeah,
Glenda's
that's
cell phone.
Oh, it's
Glenda.
Glenda. Okay.
Grover.
Okay, she was waving frantically at us, so, but I got the thumbs up for her that, yeah, that's Glenda Thomas.
Okay, got her then. Thanks.
All right. I think with that, if there aren't any other announcements or questions, we have reached the end of our program today, and hopefully we'll get better at Zooming and virtual meetings as we progress with this. And I'd like to thank all of you for coming this morning, for getting up early. And oh, look at Jack's got a lovely backyard this morning. Let's see, what else? So thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I wish we could go out, connect with the world, but go connect with them virtually. Miss seeing all of you guys in person, and have a great day.
Good job, Jane.
Bye,
Stay safe.
everybody. Jane, the kindergarten wave.
Good job.
Bye-bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for joining us, Jeremy and
Thanks
Richard.
a lot. Enjoyed it.
Bye.